Hey guys, welcome, Smarter Parenting Team. So I figured that we might not have a lot of time before we shoot our next video to go over how to use a DSLR. So I thought I would record a little tutorial for us on how to use a DSLR camera for filming, that is. And so what I want to go over with you guys is what you're going to be doing specifically, because I don't need to teach you all about how to set the camera up, how to get the lighting right, or any of that. All I need to show you how to do is basically to point and shoot. But this is not as easy to point and shoot as even like a home camera. You'll notice that if I walk close, I'll get out of focus. So I'm getting out of focus right now. If I step back too far, I'll be out of focus again. All right, so there's basically only three things I want to go over. I want to go over kind of the buttons on the camera. I'm only going to scratch the surface of that because you don't really need to know all the technical things that the camera can do. Leave that up to me when I'm setting up the shot. Second thing is how to frame a picture, because I'll always be asking you to frame it this way or that way, and I want you to know what I'm talking about. And the third thing is how to focus the camera. Once again, focusing is probably the biggest, most important thing we have to do, and it's hard. It's hard with these DSLRs because they don't autofocus for you. But I'm going to show you how to focus, and I'm going to show you the buttons. So let's get started. Okay, so what we have right here is we have one of our DSLR cameras. This is not the same camera that I'm using to film this, but it's very similar. And so if you recognize some of these buttons, you'll have no problems operating the other camera as well. So what we're going to do first is we're actually going to turn on the camera. To turn on the camera, there's a switch right here. I don't have a vertical view for you, but it's pretty easy to remember that you just pull that over and you're on. This is your viewfinder, obviously, no brainer. Right here is your start and stop button. If I click this, I am going. If I hit this off, I'm stopped. And how do you know you're going? It's because of that red button up there. So pay attention, because I have made so many mistakes where I thought I was recording, but I really wasn't recording. And so I thought I would start it, and really I was stopping it. So I was recording during the pauses when I didn't want to, and that's really frustrating. You don't want to make that same mistake. Another thing, there's a switch right here. See how that white thing is now pointed towards this little camera? Well, now we are on picture mode. So now is where we take pictures, right? So you take a picture by pulling on the picture mode, or on the trigger on the front, and you took a picture. But you don't need to know pictures, but you do need to know, just in case you were to pick up one of these and you wanted to go shoot something yourself, where you didn't need to know a lot about the camera. If you wanted to just start it up, you would think that you're going right now, but you're really not. So this viewfinder is just showing you what you're going to see when you take a picture. If you hit this, you just turn off the viewfinder, and it might be frustrating if you didn't know that you were actually in camera mode. So what you need to do is you need to go over to video mode. Now we are in video mode. You can tell because these black bars, the pictures are actually cropped in. So before it was a 4:6 ratio, and now it's a 16:9 ratio. This is our menu. You don't really need to remember anything. Info, that helps a little bit. Sometimes I'll want to catch audio from a few different angles. So I might attach a small boom mic on this camera, or a shotgun mic on this camera. And right here, you see the audio. And that's kind of nice. So you can pay attention to where the audio is peaking. Right now, I'm not sure if you can see because of the glare, because we have glare right here, but the audio is actually too strong. So the audio must be on manual, because I keep seeing it peak all the way into the red right here. It's pretty hard for you to tell, but it's going all the way to the end, and that's no good. You don't want to have that happen. Another thing which is going to happen is what just happened right now, which is the camera is going to turn off. Why does the camera do that? Well, I can change that, but right now the camera is actually just in sleep mode. So how do you get it to turn back on? You just hit this button again, and it'll kick back up. So I think it's like a minute or 2 minutes, and it turns off automatically, which can be frustrating, but it also saves battery, because running the viewfinder like this is what takes the most battery, not the actual recording process. So it takes about the same amount of battery to actually just viewfind right now as it is to actually hit the record button and record. Good stuff to know. So what are these other buttons? This play button, you'll want to have this play button because it's important. This play button is obviously what you think it is. You play the videos. And you can tell it's a video because it's got this little video icon. So when you hit the center button right here, which is set, all of a sudden it opens up a mini menu where you can choose what to do with the video. So I can hit play. And now we are playing and we're reviewing our video, which is nice after you shoot something to do a quick review on here before you go into your post editing. So how do you get out of there? Well, you can just hit menu, or you can hit play again. So we are back. Info right here. Half the time you don't want to see all this stuff. There's so much going on and you're thinking, what is all that stuff? Well, most of the time, oh, what's this? You don't even want to go there. So right here, I hit menu, info. So now we're not showing anything. But you might be wanting to show this right here, this is the camera. So what does this info button do? Well, right here we are on a blank screen. And if I hit this info button again, it'll show me some information, more information, even more information, and then back to no information. And for us, your purposes, you want to have this on the first one where it shows some information. Now remember, these cameras are very manual. So in order to operate them, you choose things to have the camera do. So I'm not going to go through a lot in detail, but here's some basics that you will want to know. So down here, you have a bar right here. And you can see that it's just beyond the 1. What is that telling you? That's telling you that it's a little bit overexposed, which is okay depending on what you're trying to light up. So what the camera's telling you is that it's a little bit more than what the camera thinks is normal. Now that's because probably I set that. So look, I'm using this wheel and I am scrolling. So most of the time whenever you shoot anything, just have it on this. That's a good auto setting where the camera will figure out what to do for you. Now you notice that as I scroll this, it gets darker. As I scroll this, it gets lighter. This is an easy way to use this if there's something really bright in the background, and if you have a head in your picture and then you have a window behind it or something, and the window's so bright that the camera is auto exposuring to you don't need to know that. Never mind. Just keep it on this for right now. That's all you need to know.